Hello, it's 5:30, time for our Thursday evening question and answer. My name is Lanita Ellis, and I am the founder and owner of Becoming New Again Wellness and HCG with me, or Becoming New Again Weight Loss. I'll wait a few minutes for people to pop on. Someone's there. Hello, Carolyn. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. So wait a few minutes. We're going to go over phase 3 questions today, and I have a couple of things that I'd like to go over with phase 3, and I appreciate you being here. Hopefully we'll have some more people jump on. I had some people that were interested, so hopefully, and I got my shirt turned back right side in, so I was actually just over doing a live in my Healthy Living with Lanita group about the 12-day detox that I'm starting on Monday, and my shirt was inside out, so I had to quick and change it around and get it right for this one. So anyway, a morning from Perth. So as we're going to sleep, Vanessa's just getting up. So good morning from Australia, or good evening from California to you in Australia, Vanessa. Okay, so with the with phase 3, a couple of the things I want to talk about in phase 3 are the 72-hour without HCG. I know that, hey Kim, so you're starting phase 3 on Sunday. Oh, great, perfect time for you to jump in here. So the 72 hours without HCG is, so you'll take your last injection, and you're going to want to record your last injection weight. And hey, Jeanette. And so you'll record the date, the weight of your last injection, and say that's on a Friday. So from Friday to Saturday is 24 hours. From Saturday to Sunday is 48 hours. And from Sunday to Monday morning, or when you've, what time your last dose was, that will be 72 hours. So it's not a full 3 days, it's 72 hours. And if you ever need help with the calculation, because it can get real confusing, just message me and let me know when your last injection day is. So like Kim, okay, so you're actually starting. Kim, when was your last injection? Or when will your last injection be? Hey, Sedalia. It was this morning at 5 a.m. Okay, so it's Thursday. So Thursday morning at 5 a.m. So Friday morning at 5 a.m. will be 24 hours. Saturday morning at 5 a.m. will be 48, and Sunday morning at 5 a.m. will be when you start eating your phase 3 foods. And now there's a lot of, unfortunately, Dr. Simmons didn't give us a whole lot of information on phase 3. Basically, he just said is increase your foods, eat whatever you want, just stay away from carbs and sugars. And so, basically what a lot of us have had to do is, go by trial and error and guess. And the food was a lot different back then. So when he said eat whatever you want, he didn't mean Atkins bars or Laura bars or things like that, because those things didn't exist. And honestly, you've done such a great job at eating healthy, clean foods. Why go back to putting processed junk in your body? So, and I had, I'm going to move this a little bit. There we go, so I can see better. I had some people in the phase 3 group talking about Atkins bars and Laura bars and stuff, and there's a lot of carbs in phase 3. We don't do net carbs, we do carbs. So Laura bars are made with dates, and you can't have dates because they're pure sugar. So with phase 3, what I have found in working with all of the people I've worked with is that you're going to want to cut out the grissini. You can keep eating phase 2 foods and add fats, except for you're going to cut out the grissini and you're going to cut out the fruit. If you have to have some fruit, which I did, I would still have my strawberries in the evening, but that was it. Half a cup of strawberries, or I think it was a cup of strawberries in the evening, was all that I had in phase 3 as far as fruit goes. And so some people do keto, and other people do low carb. And the difference between keto and low carb are keto, you want your higher percentage of fats. So both of them, you're going to want to keep your carbs under 20 to 30 grams, 30 max of grams a day in carbs. And with keto, you want your fat percentage up around 75 to 80%, and then protein, moderate protein. Whereas low carb is more your protein up at 75, 80% and your fat moderate, but still, keeping both of those with low carb. So I hope that kind of helps. I've got information in the phase 3 files. There's even one in there that has a sample menu and how to go into phase 3 to give you an idea of what you should be eating during the day. Some people jump straight up to their calculated calories. And with calculated calories, what I recommend is you can go to caloriecalculator.net, and it's super simple. You put in your age, your height, and your weight, and your activity level. Now, and I'll get to activity level here in a minute with phase 3. Your activity level should be minimal or sedentary, because you shouldn't be exercising in phase 3. And I know a lot of people get super excited as, oh, they get to start exercising again in phase 3, but we're going to go over that in a few minutes as why that's not healthy for you. So go to caloriecalculator.net and put in your information and calculate out what your daily calories should be. And then what I suggest is, you really have to determine with your body, and you have to be honest with yourself. Some of you are going to want to continue to restrict food because you think, you want to continue losing, which you're not supposed to do in phase 3, or you're afraid to add foods, and you need to trust the process. You should, there's no set calorie count for everybody because we're all different. Somebody who's down in, the 140 area, their calories may be 1,400 calories a day, where somebody up around, that has ended their round around 200, their calories are going to be close to 1,900 a day. So it really is going to depend on your body as to how many calories a day. Some people jump straight up. They'll go straight from the 500 calories and they jump straight up by adding coconut oil. A lot of people make bulletproof coffee. So with that, you do coconut oil or MCT oil, butter, stevia. Some people put cream in it, and that's a great way to jump your calories straight up. People make chocolate delight, which is made with raw cacao or cocoa that doesn't have anything in it, plain cocoa with coconut oil and stevia. And some people put butter or a cashew butter or an almond butter in there with it too, which is really good, which helps you to get your calories up. And then, of course, you can start adding cheese and bacon. Make sure that it's no nitrate and sugar-free bacon. Hard to find, but you can find it. A lot of times if you look for paleo bacon, that's the one you want to look for, because paleo bacon is good for phase 3. Other people, they work their way up in their calories. They add just, they'll add 200-300 calories a day till they get up to their calorie level. Don't take too long, because you don't want your body to go down and go into starvation or shutdown mode. So, you want to just take a couple of days, less than a week, to get up to your max calories for the day. So yes, bulletproof coffee is delicious. I don't drink coffee anymore, and I miss it. I can make bulletproof tea. I gave up caffeine a couple months ago because it just was making me feel icky, and it's real acidic to the body. So I gave up coffee and caffeine, and I do miss it. I miss bulletproof coffee. I put canned coconut milk. That's another option, a great option for phase 3. Canned coconut milk. So I do a decaffeinated green tea, or today I did a decaffeinated Earl Grey, and I have a frother, which is awesome. And I put coconut milk, canned coconut milk, and stevia in it, and it froths it, and I have this wonderful tea in the morning. So coconut milk, almond milk, all of those things are great for phase 3. Burgers, hamburgers, lettuce wrap burgers with cheese, awesome. If you're going to do lunch meat, make sure that there's no nitrates in them. So there's that. So and nuts. There's been a big whole thing on this this group and another group about nuts. I never said to avoid nuts in phase 3. I said avoid peanuts in phase 3. And nuts are great in phase 3. Macadamia nuts, almonds, they're excellent source of protein, excellent source of fat for phase 3. Peanuts, on the other hand, and peanut butter, sadly, are legumes. They are not nuts, they're legumes, and they do have a higher carb content, and they should be avoided until phase 4. So I know chia seeds are great with chia seeds with coconut milk and some cacao and some stevia, and you put it in the refrigerator overnight, and you have chia seed pudding. Delicious. So so seeds, you know, flax seeds, sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds on your salads, excellent source of protein, and it really, you know, helps to satisfy you in ways to get your calories up also without eating a lot of bulk. So the other thing is exercise, and I know so many people are excited to start exercising because, you know, you've been sedentary for 30 days, and I get it. You know, I've been sedentary now for almost 2 years, and it's killing me. I want to run. You know, after I lost my weight with HCG, for my 50th birthday, I did a 23-mile Trans-Sierra hike over the Sierra Nevada mountains, and then I started running 5Ks and 10Ks and worked my way up to half marathons, and I loved it, and I was in great shape. And then I got sick 2 years ago, and I haven't been able to do any of that. So I understand what it's like to, hey, Lydia, oh my gosh, long time, love. We have to talk. Anyway, sorry guys. Anyway, so with, you know, the exercising, I know what it's like to not be able to exercise when you're used to working out. And all I say is just be patient for 3 more weeks. Seriously, 3 more weeks is all you need. And then you can start working out in phase 4. But let me give you the reasons why working out is not good in phase 3. There's 3 reasons. 1, phase 3 is the reset phase, and that's when we're trying to reset our hormones. You know, you've restricted your diet and everything, started the reset process in phase 2, and then phase 3 is when we maintain and reset everything. And when you work out, your body actually produces hormones, and these throw the hormone reset into chaos. So we've worked really hard to get the weight off. It's worth it to wait 3 more weeks to you know, to work out, so that you don't mess up and throw chaos into the reset process. That's number 1. You know, the whole reason we do HCG is to reset the metabolism, to reset our hypothalamus, so that we don't live the rest of our life obese. You know, the weight loss is a super plus, but the resetting of the hormones. Kim, you should have been taking your thyroid medicine all along. I don't ever get off your thyroid meds. Keep on those. Yeah, so get right back on those if you haven't been taking them. You need to be taking your thyroid meds all the time. Phase 2, phase 3, always, never stop your thyroid meds. So anyway, with exercise, so you know, you work really hard, you get your weight off in phase 2, and it's a shame if you mess it all up by, you know, jumping into exercise in phase 3. So 3 more weeks of patience, and then you're good. The other thing that happens when you exercise in phase 3 is that you, when you exercise, you break down your muscle, and then the body sends fluids to the muscles to repair them. And especially we're talking aerobics and weightlifting and those type of things. And so what happens is that you're going to have water weight gain. And then the third thing is you gain muscle when you work out. And so it's really hard to maintain within that 4-pound window if you're working out, because, you know, you're putting your body in chaos with, you know, the building of muscle and stuff. So it's best to just wait the extra 3 weeks, then start working out in phase 4. No, I don't know where you read it, Kim. I'm sorry, but yeah, you should always stay on your thyroid meds. Your thyroid, you know, if the doctor puts you on thyroid meds, it's because your thyroid's not doing its job and you need those meds. Now, if we're going to talk thyroids, I have to throw my little PSA in here, and make sure that if you are on thyroid meds, that you're on a desiccated thyroid, like a natural thyroid, Armor, or something like that, and that you're not taking Synthroid or Levithroid, because that's usually what doctors put you on. And unfortunately, it does not treat the entire thyroid. So what happens is you go in and you have, you know, your thyroid tested on your meds, and your labs come back, the labs that they take, you know, 2 of the 4 labs that they should be taking, and they say, oh, your thyroid's great. And you're like, well, why am I still tired? Why am I still having problems losing weight? Why am I still losing hair? Why do I have an itchy scalp and itchy skin? And it's because they're not treating the T3 and the T4. And so you need to make sure that, one, the doctor tests TSH uptake, T3 and T4, along with the regular thyroid test, and talk to your doctor about getting on a natural thyroid like Armor. It's actually pig thyroid, and so it's putting the thyroid right back into your body. That was a huge thing, that when I switched over, it made it a lot easier to lose weight once I switched over to the natural thyroid. And I had spent a couple decades. My thyroid was damaged during the pregnancy of my daughter, and she's 26. So, and I've been on the natural thyroid for probably about, you know, the past 8 years. So it's made a huge difference. So okay. You're on Synthroid. Yeah, you know what, Kim? I would talk to your doctor, and if your doctor won't listen to you, try to find one that will. Some of them are really, really stubborn about thyroid medication, and they're just uneducated. And do some research online, and look into the natural thyroid and the different thyroid tests that they need to take, because like ever since I got sick last year, I was on a really small amount of thyroid medication, and my doctor's upped it 4 times since my major surgery last April and May. And he says basically, you know, my body just went through so much trauma that it really affected the thyroid function. And like I'm on 120 now, and I think before I was on, you know, 12. So he's had to just completely keep bumping it up and bumping it up. And I made myself some thyroid oil too, essential oils that's supposed to help with the thyroid. And so I just started using it too, because I feel like crap. And that's one of the reasons they say I'm feeling crappy, is because my thyroid, you know, is too low. So anyway, so yeah, Kim, and if you need to talk more about it and want some more information, you and I can talk privately about the thyroid. And sorry to get off on my tangent, but I'm just really passionate about women getting help with their thyroids, because what's in my oil, it is frankincense, clove, myrrh, lemongrass, basil, and marjoram. And I can share the recipe with you guys also. And so yeah, I found it and started using it, hoping that will help as well. But you know, we can talk about the thyroid in another time, you and I privately, if you're interested. I'm just really passionate about women getting real help, and I've had some really bad doctors and was really ignorant and just trusted them, and spent way too many years sick that, you know, I don't, you know, I've had to do a lot of my own advocating with my doctors, and not just listen to what, you know, what is standard protocol, because usually standard protocol means that they just follow what the pharmaceutical companies want them to follow, and they don't want to do any extra research. So off of that subject, sorry, phase 3. So your hands and feet are swollen tonight. Where are you at in your protocol, Ashley? So let's see, what else was I going to talk? Oh, in phase 3, it's you have to maintain what I call a 4-pound window. I do that a lot. You know, my granddaughter, she calls it air quotes. So anyway, so a 4-pound window is 2 pounds above, 2 pounds below your last injection weight. So that's when I said, when, you know, the very last injection, you take that weight, you log it. I have some sheets. I'm pretty sure they're in there in the files. I don't know if you can see it or not, but here's where you would log. Oops, wrong, because it's backwards. Log your last injection weight, And then over here is where you can put the range from and to, the 2 pounds above and the 2 pounds below. And then I've got where you can go down through, your 3 weeks of phase 3 and monitor, that you stay within that 4 pound window. So what happens if you go 2 pounds below? Then you're going to want to up your calories because you're not eating enough calories. And if you go 2 pounds above your last injection weight, then you'll have to do, even if it's 1 ounce, 2 pounds and 1 ounce above your last injection weight, you need to do a correction day. In pounds and inches, it is a stake day. Now, this is one area where I am permissible with Rogue. I don't see that it's hurt anybody's protocol. There's some Rogue correction days for people that can't fast or that have a problem eating a big fat steak. And I have those on my website, www.hcgwithme.com. And there's a tag or a link about HCG, and you can look down it and it says P3 correction days. There's a yogurt day and an egg day. And so it's the same concept of high protein. So Sedalia, let's talk about the monthly cycle time. Oh, what if you gain more than, great question. I'm sorry, Vanessa, do we continue with B12? I do. I take B12 with Mick and L-carnitine all the time. Phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, all the time in my life. It helps give me energy. B12 helps with anxiety. It helps with depression. It helps make you feel better. It helps make you think clearer. And, the MIC helps your body mobilize fat and helps the liver break down fats. And the L-carnitine is great for energy and has some other great benefits as well. So, yeah, Vanessa, B12 all the time, phase 3, phase 4. Now, Sedalia, if you gain more than 2 pounds when you does that require a steak day, or do you wait until your cycle is over to see if the weight really is? That's a really great question, and sadly, I'm kind of limited in my answer there because I had a hysterectomy before I ever did phase 3, so I never had my periods. So, gosh, I will have to do some research and find out. I mean, I'm sure Dr. Simeon took that into account, and I would test it out. I would do a steak day if you do gain more than 2 pounds. I would do a steak day or a correction day and see if it comes down. If it doesn't come down, then it may be just your cycle. But you know what? Before I put out a stock answer on that, let me do some research on it, because I'd hate to give you wrong information, and I'd hate for it to mess up your whole round. So my guess would be that he took that into consideration, and 2 pounds is 2 pounds, and you do a steak day or a correction day. Janet, yes, Mick is Mick is something separate. Mick is when you add MIC to B12, that makes lipotropics, and so B12 with MIC is lipotropics, which is, yes, the B12 shot with MIC and L-carnitine, and that helps with all the things that I just talked about. You were 1.8 over. Oh, so you're really close to going over. So, I mean, you're not over, but you're close, very, very close, and you could be over tomorrow. And I would say try one of the alternative, if you do go over tomorrow, try one of the alternative, the alternative correction days, the yogurt day or the egg day, or I would do a combination of the yogurt and egg day, because I tried to do an egg day once, and after, eating eggs all day, by the evening I couldn't eat another egg, so I had yogurt for dinner. Maybe try that if you do go over tomorrow, and see how it works. And I will also do some research. If I don't get back to you in time though, and you do go over, you wait and see what happens tomorrow morning. Yep, my fingers, saying some prayers for you that it won't go over the 2-pound mark. But if it does, try a yogurt day. With the yogurt, you can add stevia to it. You can add cinnamon and things like that. So, and hard-boiled eggs are, yeah, eggs are great, and they're a natural diuretic, so they're awesome. But after you've had 6 in one day, and you've had egg salad, and you've had fried eggs, and you've had, hard-boiled eggs, it's like, yuck, another egg, yuck. So, but eggs are natural diuretics. So Sedalia, you could do, eggs tomorrow, do some fried eggs in the morning, make some egg salad and wrap it in lettuce for lunch, if you do go over tomorrow. It's high protein, high fat, it's definitely, it's keto, so it's not going to kill you. And it may help too, because they are natural diuretics. Yeah, there you go. Do the hard-boiled eggs. And then I'll look into it. I'll put some feelers out and see. I don't know if anybody else has any information on, I've never been asked that question before. So yeah, definitely let me know tomorrow what happens. So, okay, let's see. Keto versus low carb, 4-pound window, 72-hour exercising. That was my list. So how do you introduce working out so you don't gain weight? Okay, so in phase 4, is when you can start working out again. It's once you've maintained for the full 3 weeks. Now, that's the other important thing in phase 3. You're supposed to maintain. So if you go above and have to do a correction day, many people say that you have to start phase 3 over and have to maintain again for 3 weeks. So that's something to keep in mind, that phase 3 means maintaining within your 4-pound window for a 3-week period of time. When I did it, and when I started working out in phase 4, I started doing HIIT exercises, and I adjusted my calories so that, by the time I got to phase 4 and I started doing HIIT training, HIIT workouts, which is high interval, now I can't remember what it is, but it's high intensity interval training. So it's, a lot of cardio and weights. And so I adjusted my calories. So you definitely at that point need to, first I would say, go back into exercising slowly, don't hurt yourself. So, a couple of days a week, and then work your way up so that you don't hurt your body. But then also, adjust your calories, go to the caloriecalculator.net, put in now that you're going to be working out and all the other information, and it'll give you the amount of calories that you need for working out, because you're going to want to increase your calories because your body's need is going to be pulling from that. But it's a fine balance, so as you gain muscle, you're also going to be, displacing the fat. And so you shouldn't gain weight past, the 2-pound window. I do have a lot of people who say, though, when they do start working out vigorously and lifting weights and so forth, that it ends up being more of a 5-pound window, that they usually end up gaining about 5 pounds of muscle. But, that's something that you have to work with in your head. Is it worth it? You did the reset, and, I don't think the women in Dr. Simeon's day worked out. They were housewives for the most part, movie stars, and, they didn't do a whole lot of, there was no such thing as weight training and aerobics and things like that in, back in his day. So, but he did work with men. So, that's another interesting thing. But most people I know, they ended up gaining 3 to 5 pounds with muscle weight gain. And so they're not gaining fat, they're gaining muscle. So, but that's something, like I said, you got to work out in your own head, because some people really freak out, gaining even a pound. But, if you're living healthy, you're eating healthy, there's the big key, is if you've continued the lifestyle of healthy, clean foods, and you're not, reintroducing garbage back in, and you start working out and you start working it up in a healthy fashion, and you don't make it an obsession, you do it for health reasons and not, but to shape and redistribute, because that's the nice thing with HCG afterwards is you can redistribute, and because HCG helps with elasticity in the skin, so you can redistribute those muscles after you start working out again. I hope I answered that okay, Janet. So, but yeah, start working out, slowly, and work your way up to, whatever it was that you were used to before HCG. Or if you're going to be new to working out, like I was, I worked out, I was doing high intensity interval training, but I was only doing it a couple of days a week, and then I jumped in, and I worked my way up to where I was doing it, 5 days a week, and then doing running and stuff. But it was all a progression. When I started walking and then training for my Trans-Sierra Trek, backpacking and putting weights in my backpack and stuff, it was all a progression of working up to it. So you just want to be responsible as you start working out, as to not put on tons of weight because you threw your body into chaos. But after 3 weeks of phase 3, your body then should be stabilized and it's not as chaotic because your hormones and everything have reset. So I hope that helped. Well, we've been on for a half hour, and I'll answer a few more questions and I'll let everyone go, because I know some of you, it's getting late back there. And it's at 9 o'clock back on the East Coast, so I don't want to keep anybody up much later than this. So no more questions. There we go. Hello, how are you? I'm glad you joined us. Thank you, Vanessa. Well, yeah, you're not going to bed. You just got up. So how is it over there in Australia? We actually have had a really warm couple of days here in California. We had snow over the weekend, and then it's been in the 70s today. It's crazy. So thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate you guys coming on and supporting me in supporting you. And I just appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you all so much. You've been hit humid but cooler today. I swear I've got to come out and visit you someday. Australia's been one of my dream locations on my bucket list to go to. So now that I have a friend out there, I have a reason to go. So anyway, have a wonderful evening. And next week we'll be back over. Oh, it's hot. Okay, yeah, I'm not interested in hot right now with my hormones all out of whack. So, but next week I'll be in the phase 2 group answering questions, and I think what we might do is we'll look and see if the interest is up about jumping back and forth 1 week in phase 2, 1 week in phase 3, or I might even do one in my Healthy Living with Lanita, my Becoming New Again group also, so that we can just cover all phases, because the Becoming New Again group is for phase 4 and life, and then the 12-day detox that I've got starting this week. If anyone's interested and you're not in phase 3 or phase 2, let me know. Or if you know anybody who wants to do a 12-day detox, have them get in contact with me. I will talk to you all later. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful day, Vanessa, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Let's see. Yes, do another P3 and P4 group. Okay, so I'll do a P4. Maybe next week I'll do P4. So I'll just kind of rotate. I'll do, P2, P3, P4, and then just keep around. So I'll do a poll and see how interested that is. Thank you for your input, Janet. Appreciate it. Have a great night. Bye.